Hey everyone, it's Christy. So I'm making a video on how to support your friend after surgery. It's going to be a little long, but there's a lot to cover and I would really like to get all of it in. So the first thing I did was I researched for about 3 days on this topic, just trying to see what other people have put out there. And there wasn't a lot. I think I mentioned that in my first video. I found some good stuff, but it was just really thick material, and I just didn't want to have to reword everything or not give like a proper source. But the one thing I did find was on WikiHow. And if you go to WikiHow and type in how to support a friend after surgery, this is what you're going to find. And it's the best thing that I found. It's the simplest, and I just really agree with most of what it says. So I'm going to put the link down below so that you all can also go there. So it has about 8 steps. The first step is, if you are aware of the surgery in advance, offer to help in any way you can. That's pretty basic. I have a husband, and so he actually goes with me. I think my last surgery, or the one before that, I had my dad come, or my mom. I can't really remember. A lot of pills and a lot of drugs or whatever. It's probably the number one thing. If you have a friend or a family member who's getting surgery who doesn't have a significant other who can be there, then definitely be willing to help them. And don't let them say no, because they probably really need it. Number 2, if your friend requires a hospital stay, consider visiting them in the hospital. Huge. I think this one's pretty basic. A lot of people, when they hear you're in the hospital, are like, oh, we should go visit. It gets boring. I think anybody can really understand with that one. Number 3, if you have a cold or other contagious illness, avoid visiting. This doesn't mean never visit, but when you are healing, you're way more you're more able to get sick, just because your body is really run down because it's working really hard to heal you. If you have something really, really bad, then please don't go near them. But do visit them otherwise. Number 4, don't ask about their diagnosis or surgery results. I'm going to read this one too, just because they say it the best. If they want you to know, they'll tell you. They are probably tired of discussing their affliction over and over again. So if you must know, ask their significant other or caregiver. Your friend might have limited energy and you don't want to waste it on something stressful and worrisome. Cannot stress this one enough. I prefer to just have a good time and not focus on that. And if you get asked about it by every single person you see or talk to in a day, it's just tiresome. You feel like you don't have anything else to talk about at that point. Your foot's controlling your life in that sense. Really, if you're gonna go hang out with somebody who is undergoing something like this, whatever the situation may be, really just talk about anything else. Anything. Just get them in a better mood. Just anything. Not what's going on. If it's important enough, they'll want you to know. Alright, step 5. Once your friend returns home from the hospital, be sure to check on them. This is one I'm going to talk about more. Number 6. Don't tell them to call you if they need anything. I'm so glad I found this, because I used to get so mad when people would be like, just let me know if you need anything. And I'm just like, okay, I need a friend. Sitting on this couch alone, watching TV alone, I could use a friend, but I'll let you know. That's not something you want to tell somebody, like, I'm so lonely, please come and hang out with me. It's how you're feeling. It's so desperate, and it just doesn't sound right. So what they say is, they will probably not want to bother you. Offer specific help. I'm on my way to the grocery store. Can I pick you up? Anything. I have some free time this afternoon. Would you like me to stop by? Can I help with your dishes, laundry, vacuuming, etc.? And just do it. Just do it. We're at home every hour of every day. We understand that you're busy. I get that. And I totally understand it. And I'm pretty sure anybody else in this situation does too. If you offer something, just do it. It means so much. Number 7, it's thoughtful to bring them a home-cooked meal, but check first to see what they feel like eating. This is to like drugs and stuff. I know for my experience that grapefruit made me throw up when I was on Lortab, and that's a pretty normal thing. So if you get prescribed Lortab or any painkiller, I'm pretty sure, don't eat grapefruit. You will throw up. Funny story. Yeah, I'll just tell it. My mom brought me lunch one day, and I was eating grapefruit for breakfast. As soon as she left, I started feeling like really nauseous and like I was going to throw up, and I was alone, using crutches, couldn't get to the bathroom basically. I ended up just vomiting into my hands. It was disgusting. That's when I found out that it was the grapefruit, so don't do it. And I did get it cleaned up, but just not pleasant when you're handicapped. So just think about that. It is thoughtful. If you do bring a cooked meal, please sit down, talk with them. Don't just drop it off and just leave them. And so I just think it's pointless if you're not going to sit down and spend time. Do it. Make sure to stay and hang out with them. Maybe even eat with them. Don't eat before you go over. Eat with them. It'd be great. Number 8, share what's going on in your life, but keep it positive and upbeat. I'd hate to ask for this personally, but like it really is important to keep it positive. We're all human. We all understand what we need, and we want to be happy. So let's just try to have a good time when we're together. And that's what I think. All right, so I actually went to other sources too to get what they thought, because I know a couple people who have also had surgery. And then I also went to reddit.com, just put it out there and just asked for advice, what they thought. I just wanted to get other people's input so that it's not just me being like, wah, wah, wah. And I had a close friend. She's actually like my little sister. Her name is Jessa. These are some things that she found helpful after spinal surgery. So really major, really, really major. Here we go, Jessa. So these are the ones that she told me about. She said lots of help. She said she needed help being turned over. She needed help sitting up. She needed help getting food. She needed help going to the bathroom. All these things I also needed help with in a very different way. I needed help with everything. Every little thing you can even think of. It's just so important just to be willing to help and not need permission for it. Don't think you need permission. They want it. No matter what it is, they will be so grateful. Number 2, what she said was asking even when it's embarrassing. Like needing help in the shower or getting dressed, like ask. If you're going through this, ask. It's embarrassing, but you'll both be happy in the long run. They'll be happy they could help you, and you'll be happy that you got to shower. It's so hard to shower when you're not able to stand. I'll probably make a video on how I do it. I found a pretty good system. But at first, I really, really needed help getting in the shower. I was naked. Let's be honest. I was naked. He had to lift me up. Thank God it was my husband. It's still super embarrassing. And it's your independence you're losing with all of this. And that's the hardest thing, is losing your independence. Trust me. 23 years old, it's a young age to feel like you can't do it yourself. She suggested massage therapy. She said it helps a lot. It can be aggressive or light, just depending on how you feel. So I'm not really sure the benefits, but yeah, look into it. Be mindful about their surgery site. Like I said, she had her back done. So a lot of tenderness, probably all in her torso. I have scoliosis, so I really understand that. Even with my feet, be mindful in the sense of touching it, but also be mindful in the sense of activity that they can do. They want to be with you, but it's hard to feel like you're likable when you can't go out and do things. So be mindful of that. Be mindful that maybe they can't walk more than a few feet. Help them. Bring over stuff to do. Bring card games. Anything. Then also she said she couldn't lift a glass of milk. She couldn't lift a gallon of milk. That's intense. Like I said, losing your independence so hard. You need to depend on so many other people. Try to cheer them up because they are probably in a gloomy mood. This is her words, not mine, which is great because I agree 100%. It's so hard to be stuck on a couch, really having not any other options. So when you come over, please try and be cheerful for them. So great. And I just love how she says they're probably in a gloomy mood. Don't blame them for that. Don't blame them for being in a gloomy mood. It's hard. But if you didn't have those options, if you were stuck on a couch, how would you feel? Just think about it, or go and try. I challenge you all to just hop around on one foot and see how much you can get done. Not a lot, trust me. And see how tired you feel too. Let me know. If you do it, let me know. Post it in the comments. That'd be great. I'd love to hear your stories. So one of her cheer up stories is her friend came over with mustaches and they went to school wearing mustaches. Just anything can cheer you up. Alright, last but not least, the Reddit suggestions. Sorry that this is so long, but it's so important for me to get all of this in here. Alright, the first thing is somebody said this. I think some of the best things to help post-op are coming by with meals, helping with laundry, playing a game of cards, or dropping off some DVDs. Again, somebody coming and helping and being there for them. That is the most helpful thing. She also said that she got extremely lonely. This is just after a C-section, after having a baby, that she just felt so lonely. So even if you know somebody who had to have a C-section, go over and see them. When you're stuck at home, you can really use somebody else to come over and just be there with you and have a good time and just feel like you're not alone. Okay, so another person said that he went over every other day when his friend had surgery and played FIFA with him. Every other day, that's amazing. Just because he knew that they were lonely and he knew it would help. The same person also said that he was about to get surgery and the number one thing he was afraid of was being stuck at home alone. I don't know how much I can stress this, but being stuck at home alone, that's his number one fear. He's not even afraid to get put under. He's not afraid that he's going to die during surgery. He's afraid that he's going to be alone. Remember that. This is advice that I got from somebody about my surgery coming up that I posted a while ago on Reddit. And they just said, tell your friends. So if you're planning on getting surgery, tell your friends if you know, or because I know, tell them how miserable recovery can be. It can be very miserably lonely. It just can. And I'm going to tell you that. I am absolutely terrified if I need to get surgery that I will be stuck on this couch that I'm sitting on right now with no friends, nothing to keep me busy. It's so hard to get motivated when you're stuck in one place all the time. Like, you don't get out. It's not really a plausible thing. This is why I'm making this video. I'm making this video to tell you guys how miserable recovery is and how truly scary it can be to have to face it with no friends or no family. I mean, I'm living in a new state and I don't really have very many friends. I have about 3 people I can call friends, and it's really terrifying to me. Hey, if you don't know me very much, please come over. Love to get to know you. It'd be great. Really, it would. This story is great. This is perfect that it's last. I didn't even plan this. The last thing that I got was somebody who had surgery on their leg, and she just told me that when she came home from the hospital, she had a cake waiting for her that said, broke a leg, haha, and that all of her friends and family were there to support her coming home from the hospital. And even if you're not at a hospital for a long time, this is awesome. I would love this. This is great. They just threw her a surprise party, and they were all there and all supportive, and she talked about how her parents took her in her wheelchair out for a walk every day and got her outside. Like, hell. Perfect example. So great. Perfect way to end this. If you want to be a marvelous friend, don't forget about your friend, and we need your support. So, hope this was helpful. Yeah. Thanks for watching, you guys. Leave any comments or suggestions. Thank you. Bye. Record something real fast. Also, I forgot to say that my next one probably isn't going to be foot related. At least I hope not. So that's kind of exciting. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I just want to let you know it's not going to be foot related.